Have you ever wondered how a civilization that built the pyramids and stood for thousands of years came to an end? Yes, we're talking about ancient Egypt, which was not just a bustling port, but the last and most influential capital of a glorious civilization. So today, let's dive into its rise and fall. But before we dive into today's video, take a moment to click that like button and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our upcoming videos. Ancient Egypt was a civilization that thrived in North Africa and flourished along the lower reaches of the Nile River. It started around 3100 BC with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under the legendary king Narmer. For thousands of years, Egypt experienced everything from wars to peace, from famine to feast. Through ups and downs, they built wonders like the Great Pyramid of Khufu, constructed over 4,500 years ago, an outstanding example of their incredible ingenuity, and created a writing system with pictures called hieroglyphics. But nothing lasts forever. Even the powerful Egypt faced problems that began to weaken it. But wait, what turned a thriving empire into pages of history? During the time of Pharaoh Ramses II, Egypt was still strong, but soon they started facing bigger challenges. One major problem was their weapons. While Egypt was still using bronze, their enemies started using iron, which was much stronger. At the same time, Egypt started having trouble inside its borders. Leaders disagreed, leading to prolonged civil wars and making it easy for foreign invaders like the Assyrians and Persians to dominate. This made Egypt weak and easy for other countries to attack and take over. And there was another big problem: the Nile River. Usually, the Nile flooded every year, making the land perfect for growing food. But when the flooding was unpredictable, it caused either too much water, which destroyed crops, or not enough, which meant no crops grew at all, leading to famine and economic downturns. Founded in a strategic location by the Mediterranean Sea, Alexandria was not just Egypt's gateway to the world, but also its cultural heartbeat during the Ptolemaic dynasty. Home to the Great Library, Alexandria was a beacon of knowledge and learning, attracting scholars from all over the ancient world. Yet, it also marked the beginning of foreign influences that would eventually dominate Egypt. Throughout its history, Egypt faced invasions that shaped its destiny. From the Libyans in the west to the Persians in the east, each invader left their mark, but none could erase Egypt's enduring legacy. However, it was the internal strife itself and the weakening of faith among Egyptians that gradually eroded the foundations of their once unshakable culture. Then, the final blow. Alexander the Great swept through Egypt in 332 BC. He was welcomed as a liberator, and the Egyptians were ready for change. His successors and then the Romans reshaped Egypt, altering its ancient traditions and culture. Later on, the introduction of a new religion, Christianity, came along, and people starting to speak Greek marked the end of many ancient practices, including mummification and hieroglyphics. This changed a lot of things about how the Egyptians lived and worshipped. As it was evident, one of Egypt's greatest strengths was its culture, a blend of majestic architecture, profound religion, and robust administration that even its conquerors could not resist. Remarkably, every foreign ruler who came to dominate Egypt was eventually seduced by its rich traditions. They adorned themselves like pharaohs and worshipped Egyptian gods, embedding themselves into the very fabric of Egyptian society. However, despite repeated renewals and attempts to restore its ancient glory, Egypt could not withstand the changing tides of time. The rise of Rome and the allure of Christianity signaled the end of the ancient Egyptian way of life. The once mighty Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire, and its pyramids and temples were left as remnants of a bygone era. So, over time, all these changes piled up: wars, political problems, changes in the river, and new cultures and languages. They reshaped ancient Egypt until it was no longer the same place it had been. Yet, the legacy of ancient Egypt continues to captivate us, offering invaluable lessons from the past. This story of ancient Egypt teaches us about the fragility of power and the inevitability of change. And it's a wrap on today's exploration of the decline and fall of ancient Egypt, exploring factors and influences. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get insights on issues that matter.